Hey folks, welcome to the channel. So, it's okay, I'm allowed to sit on KITT. He won't get damaged, molecular bonded shell. So about a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity to go to the Dezerland Museum down in Orlando, Florida. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, the Dezerland is an amazing automotive museum. They happen to have 3 vehicles that are significant to Knight Rider. This, as you guys know, is one of the 5 surviving Knight Rider cars. One of the other ones that we own is out in the Peterson Automotive Museum. And a third one is in Dezerland. The screen-used, drivable convertible. They only ever made one drivable convertible. It still exists, and it's down at the Dezerland Museum. In addition to that, they also have the boat car from Knight Rider 2000, a fiberglass shell with a boat motor on it that they used on the San Antonio Riverwalk to film that 1991 movie. And they also have one of the 6 officially licensed tour cars. And this isn't just any tour car. There's actually a very, very special history to this specific tour car at Dezerland that you're going to want to check out. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, you went there a year and a half ago. Why are you just now posting the video? Well, I had a bit of an issue. Some of the video, actually a good portion of the video that I shot was corrupted. It was lost. So I never released it in the hopes that, maybe one day I'd get back down there and refilm some of the stuff that was lost. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So I decided to just go ahead and release what I have. And then whenever I do make it down there, I'll definitely do a more in-depth video. But there's still a lot of great nuggets that you're going to like in this video. And I also take a close look at one of the few remaining screen-used A-Team vans, Street Hawk bike. There's all kinds of stuff down there. So I apologize. This video was supposed to be much, much more in-depth. But unfortunately that didn't happen this time. But still, there's a lot of great footage here. So I hope you enjoy watching my trip to Dezerland way back in 2023. Hey guys, I'm here at the Dezerland Auto Museum in Orlando, Florida, checking out some amazing rides. I happen to be in the Cars of the Stars section. So, what do I find? But, there's the A-Team van back there, there's a General Lee, and there's also some Knight Rider cars. So stay tuned. I'm gonna walk you through each one of these cars and tell you all about each one of their histories. They're all fascinating. One of them, well, 2 of them are screen used, but all 3 are amazing. So stick with us. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna start here with this car. This is not a screen-used car. What you're looking at here is one of the 6 officially licensed tour cars that Carl Casper with Hollywood Productions built back in the 1980s, 1983 to be precise. Now, something very interesting about this car you're looking at here, this is the sole survivor of the train wreck, the train derailment of 1982. A lot of you guys have heard us talk about the train derailment. Back in 1982, a train load of brand new 1983 Firebirds, Trans Ams, and Camaros derailed, heading to dealerships. A lot of those cars went to Knight Rider and the Fall Guy. to be used as stunt cars, but they had to be crushed whenever those productions were over. But this is one of the train wreck cars. This is the only train wreck car to still survive. So how did it survive? Well, in 1983, when Carl got the license from Universal Studios to build these cars for, you know, malls, World of Wheels, Autoramas, all that stuff. You guys probably sat in maybe even this car back in the day. As part of the deal between Hollywood Productions and Universal, we think, Universal gave them molds so they could recreate all the dash, the steering wheel, the pods, lower and upper console, and they also gave them one Trans Am, this one. Carl built, we think, 6 cars, but this would have been the first one, and this car came from Universal. So what's interesting is the molds that Hollywood Productions got for the dash, they got the original season 1 dash-on-dash mold. So this would have come out of the same mold that Michael Chaffee's part, you know, his original part. They molded it. This dash would have come out of that. And then you've got the pods and the steering wheel also would have all been season 1. Interestingly, the lower console and the upper console, which is really hard to see, are both season 2 molds, which makes sense because this all happened in 1983. So season 2 was in production or starting to be in production. So they would have had the molds for those parts. This car is a manual transmission car. The transmission in this car is not original. It's actually from a Ford. And we think that happened during the train derailment. We think the original transmission was damaged, and Hollywood Productions put this Ford transmission in just as a way to make the car mobile so that it would be easier to move around. It still has Hollywood Productions trademark radial TA60Hs, which they put on kind of all of their cars back in the day. What else do we have here? You got the Knight plate, one of Hollywood Productions. You know, if you look at any of those cars that were on tour in the 80s, you always see the I and the Knight was crossed. That's an original plate from, you know, back in the day, not original to the show. Nothing on this car was actually used on the show. But 6.4 original miles on this car. The front nose is interesting because it's a season 2-3 front nose, but there's no indents for the turn signals. And all of Hollywood Productions cars were like this. So I think they probably filled in the indents. They were given original nose mold and they probably filled in the indents, I'm guessing. The scanner circuitry, I think the original scanner circuitry is still in there, but it's not. This is actually a J.C. Whitney scanner they have running in here, but it looks decent behind the lens right there. There's no hood struts in here currently, or hood hinges even, so the hood is just setting in there, and the headlight bezels are missing, as you can see. But other than that, it's in remarkable shape, and to know the history of this car that's sitting here, I had the privilege of working with one of the tour guides here earlier, telling him a little bit about the history of these cars so he can be more informed whenever he's showing them. All right, so next up we have the Knight 4000 boat car. This is screen used from the 1991 reunion movie. This is actually not a car at all. It's a fiberglass shell built by J. Orberg. It's actually pretty amazing down to the molding of the tires and the tire tread. I mean, you stand back, it actually looks like a real car. And then, but you know, this is obviously the dead giveaway. What's really neat about this is during the filming, you know, this was mainly used in that scene. Well, actually, it was only used in that scene when you see the Knight 4000 on the San Antonio Riverwalk, you know, and the cars in the river. What's really interesting is during the first take of that scene, this car actually sank into the Riverwalk and they had to lift it up out of there and do some rejiggering and get it to work. But it's amazing the craftsmanship and how much work they put in to building this literally for that one scene. Absolutely amazing. But the real reason I came is for this. As you guys know, AJ and I own 2 of the 5 surviving Knight Rider cars. This is the 3rd one. This is the screen-used convertible from season 4. Only used in 8 episodes. So this car is actually an 82 Firebird, not a Trans Am, with a V6 engine. This is, out of all the Knight Rider cars, this is the only one that was privately owned before it became a Knight Rider car. All the other ones were purchased or given directly from GM. This one was privately owned as and bought as a used car to be converted into KITT. Now you can see here, the scanner isn't working, so for now they have a LED one in there. We're working with them. We're gonna get that rectified and get the correct one in there. But if you look really closely here, you can see the rubber bumper, and you can see all the cracks in the rubber bumper, which is the same with, you know, one of our originals has that same rubber bumper and it has the same cracks in it. And I don't know if you can see, there's a decent sized dent in the hood right there. So this is one of the original A-Team vans. You know, thanks to the Vista Group archives, we can actually verify, we did verify the VIN of this van as being an original, which is really, really neat to see. The paint and just how quickly the paint was applied. I mean, you can see, looks like a gray stripe there and a black stripe. It's really neat. If this truck could talk, well, it would be on Knight Rider then, huh? I wish they didn't add that on. It's actually playing the theme to Street Hawk right now, which is interesting. No sunroof on this one. This was maybe a stunt truck. I don't really know my A-Team as well as Knight Rider, obviously. Blacked out GMC grille, that looks about right. This is awesome. They've got Inspector Gadget car. I don't know if that's screen used. That's not an original Ecto 1, but this is definitely an original A-Team van. And for you guys who love details, oh, there's a bug there, where you can see the paint. It's really neat. I don't know what that eyelet's for on the top. Maybe you guys know. Another show I grew up with. So neat. They also had, if we go over this way, so I don't know the history of this Monkey Mobile. I don't think the Monkey Mobile is original. I guess I could be wrong. So they've got a Dragula here, which I think they said was a replica, but the Munster coach over there is original. But if we look over here, this is one of the original Street Hawk motorcycles right here. And we had the opportunity to get up close with this, and you could really see all the button panels and everything. I don't know how many Street Hawk bikes they made. A couple, at least. But this one has a dash on it, and it looks very Knight Rider-esque. So you got a Torino from Starsky & Hutch. That's a replica. Herbie, I don't know if that's an original Herbie or not. I'm not that in tune. It almost looks like it's not. But apparently this is the original Munsters coach. Looks like it might need a little bit of work here. So cool. There's another look at Ecto 1, not original. That's from Terminator 3. I think that's the original limo that was used. Andrew, do you want to say anything to our fine folks? Are you enjoying this museum?
Definitely.
What's your favorite car? Hint, it's right behind you.
I mean, it's hard to say.
I know, that doesn't have to be your favorite car. But you know how we have one of the original Knight Rider cars and one of the other 5 is right behind you, which is kind of cool, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So what are you liking most about this museum?
Well, definitely the old cars.
Yeah.
Like the really old ones.
Like from the 20s and 30s.
Well, there's not too many of those, but yes.
Yeah, those are right up your alley.
Like that one.
So what is this one? Shanghai Knights.
Oh, I don't even know the movie. I just like the car.
Yeah, I don't know that movie either. Well, for me, it's these 3 cars. These are the ones I like.
This one too?
Yeah, this was in the movie Knight Rider 2000.
Oh, I
from
didn't know that.
the year 1991, which was still many years before you were born.
I know.
But that's actually not a car, it's a boat. It's a shell, it's a fiberglass shell,
Yeah.
and that's the boat motor.
Yeah, I didn't think it was drivable as a car.
Definitely not. All right, so let's walk out this way and see what else we can find. They did have a DeLorean up here, but again, not an original DeLorean.
Still pretty cool though.
Yeah, there's the car from Greece right there. Let's walk this way.
Alright.
Grease Lightning.
Is that hood glass or plastic?
Plastic.
Ah,
This is the original one
that's
from
cool.
the show, or from the movie. You've never seen Grease, have you? Or have you?
Nope.
The A-Team van. After KITT, that might be one of my favorites in here. Although they did have original General Lee in here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if we can get you over there to show you.
That's a very odd car.
Yeah, it is. So they have Magnum PI's Ferrari up here. Speed Racer, Miami Vice Ferrari, and a replica DeLorean from Back to the Future. And then you go out here. I heard that, you got shocked.
I'm telling you, everything I touch shocks me here.
So Fast and Furious cars, for those of you who like slightly newer movies. This is one of my son's favorites from The Great Race. We've yet to see the movie, but he likes the car.
Yes, wait, I need to find the movie and watch it.
Yeah, we're going to. That looks really, really cool. And then they have the Mad Max Interceptor,
Tell them what happened to it.
which is an original. No, they had an issue with the hood closing. Nothing major, but this is, they say, the original Interceptor from the first movie. That's so neat. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That's all we have for now. Like I said, hopefully I'll make it back to Dezerland sometime in the next couple years, fingers crossed, and be able to provide you a little bit more in-depth review and look at these cars. When I went in 2023, I made some arrangements with some of the curators and was able to get behind the scenes. So hopefully I can do that again. All right, guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll talk to you soon.
Hello friends, it's me, KITT. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.